Hey people, Indrid here, 2v2, Golgotha Depths, blue team. Got some Space Marines in it. First up is a living legend of Dawn of War 2. It's Dark Riku, rocking an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal, a passive health regeneration aura. Dark Riku has won many tournaments over the years. Alongside them, Deimos with a Force Commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support, a very versatile Marine. On the red team is Christ, they're calling themselves. This is Zero Cry, also known as Cry, with an Eversor Assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. Rounded off the teams, translates as Beak, playing a Farseer, support hero fighting in melee with some powerful buffs and control. Golgotha Depths then. Not a map seen very often, well I guess 2v2s are relatively rare. Got contested powers in the south and northern edges. Contested VP in the middle, looks like some scouts have taken it. Natural for blue team towards the northeast, natural for the red team towards the southwest, and natural powers on the east and western edges, which are typically quite difficult to hit. Looks like some Kraken bolts has seen off the strike squad already a bit. Stormtroopers now show up. Eversor went for the mid earlier, which I think was a mistake, because you can duck inside of these garrisons where you can't do much. In the south, the Eldar have taken the power. Riku just hanging out, bit of a standoff. I'm surprised they're not pushing here, Beak with the Howling Banshees. Yeah, scouts just take the garrison and shoot the Eversor Assassin. In the north, got some battle cry action, it looks like, forcing off. Oh, they dropped a model. The strike squad drop a model there. Eversor taking a big chunk of damage. What was that? Was that just a melee hit? Looks like his health flew down there very suddenly. Here's the scouts of Deimos heading north. Probably going to get some shotguns, I would think, against an Eversor and the melee strike squad. They head back out to the north. Tactical Marines fast capping the wreck point. Force Commander running interference. Those guys will take the garrison and scouts on the contested power there. Pretty well played so far by Deimos in the north. Stormtroopers running mid. They're going to need to run into the garrison to escape the wrath of the Apothecary. Rangers on the way for Beak. They have a Guardian weapon team as well. Still quite passive in the south though, eh? It's just Tactical Marines here. They should be pushing this. Fry kind of playing 2v1 at the moment-ish. Looks like those guys had Kraken bolts on them to scare off the strike squad. Did they drop a model again? No. Interceptors on the way for Cry. And a 2-to-1 cap for the blue Space Marine team. Eldar thinking about rotating mid. Been very cautious so far as Beak. They're building up this power a bit. Guardian weapon team still watching the southern edge there. That grenade didn't quite land on the Stormtroopers. They're able to get away. And look at this concerted push against the natural power now, perhaps. Do we see any flamers on the way? Double tax for Deimos. No flamers. I do see a power sword Force Commander, though. Can help slash through the interceptors and the strike squad. Artificer armor also in. Shotgun scouts also to try and bash some power. And scouts for Riku with the sergeant. You saw that grenade earlier. Beak now chooses to engage. Might want to back off though, yeah, when they see all this stuff with shotgun scouts and the Force Commander there and things. That could turn nasty very quickly. Meanwhile, these guys trying to bash the power back. Eversor, oh, with Eviscerator axe on the way these days, it's a tier 1 weapon, of course. And Killzone is now, isn't it an area of effect melee damage buff, I think? A 30% melee damage buff around the Eversor, which should work well with the interceptors and stuff. I don't know if it affects the Eversor as well. Does it tell me here? Allied melee damage. Not sure. Was lowered in damage itself when it went to tier 1, of course. Shotgun blast on the Howling Banshees. Guardians trying to get shots in. Oh, Rangers keeping their shuriken pistols, debuffing damage resistance. That's a nice grenade. Kills a scout. See those red debuff circles from those shuriken pistols, increasing the damage they take. Where is the Farseer? She's already off the field, I suppose. Oh, she was in the mid. Banshees only dropped one model, but they're going to get on the VP here. Might be worth grabbing that Sanguine Chainsaw to brawl a bit and pressure the Guardians and Rangers a bit more effectively. Those guys just tanking the grenade. Just an impact grenade, was it? Dark Riku's tactical marines and an assault marine squad pushing towards the western edge again. Not sure. I don't think they bashed the power very much. I think the shotguns had a little go, and then the Eldar did enough to scare them off a bit. Oh, the force commanders dropped in the north. Strike squad doing some work, I suppose, with stormtrooper support maybe. Completely missed that. Apothecary now goes for the revive. Just mowing across the map with their full armies here, the two Space Marine players. Grenade. Misses. Stormtroopers are okay, and the Apothecary is going to get a chunk of XP, almost levels up, for reviving the Force Commander. Strat Squad having to flee, Kraken Bolts going in, 20% more damage to heavy infantry. Can they escape without a model loss here? Maybe. It's going to be close. Looks like they made it somehow. 491 to 350. Can the Eversor Assassin get something going here with the kill zone? Interceptors teleporting in. We saw the, I think we just saw the Strike Squad use Purification on the Interceptors to give them more energy to teleport a bunch. There's the kill zone you just saw there. Those guys got the hell out of it. I guess Thunderhammer is a pretty decent counter to that though. Just knock stuff over while the buff is up. Although he already has the Power Sword, the Force Commander, so maybe he's not going to want to switch off it so quickly in Tier 2. Paid some good cash for that. Assault Squad looking for the jump. Banshees will try to counter-initiate. We may see Gravity Blade stuff in Tier 2 if the Assault Squad prove tricky to deal with. There's the Shuriken and there's the jump. Banshees were not in position. They went for the grenade. The grenade response. Shotguns came in just the right time. Beautiful timing there from Riku. And that wins the fight. 491 to 339. They can now try. Are they going to try and steal this power or bash the power? They're trying to steal it. They are trying to steal it. Everyone goes Tier 2. Dark Creepers on the way for Beak, and they're going to need to do quite a lot of heavy lifting here. Rangers still don't have their long rifles. I don't think I've ever seen them stick with their pistols before. Might be a decent way to use them. Just use them to like run around capping stuff and harassing with their pistols and debuffing things, of course. We've got some plasma guns in for the Stormtroopers. A Tier 2 upgrade will help tear through some of this heavy infantry armor. And Overcharge is pretty nice with the suppression on hit if you can aim it. Eversor is very angry. I hear Banshees war shouting in amongst the Assault Squad. Any sign of any war gear for the Apothecary? No. No Purification Rites. And Purification Rites can just win you the fight against Banshees, basically, which in turn can make the Eldar line just collapse. Because once the Banshees are gone, nothing's really screening for the range stuff. And the Assault Squad could just maybe jump again. As it stands, though, Dark Creepers are in with Inferno PvP damage, which is really bad against heavy infantry armor. And super heavy infantry armor. Well, that's very good is what I mean. Very bad for the heavy infantry. Guide thrown on the Guardians, though, not on the Dark Creepers there. Farseer going for Rune Armor for Psychic Storm. Can throw that down on the Tactical Marines and suppress them and really mess them up. Force Commander's getting very low in the north. Gonna go down, I think. Yep, goes down. Plasma Cannon hits the building instead of anything useful. Interceptors getting very low. They do have their Justicar, who gets a power weapon. And they get their fancy grenades, their Psych Out Grenade, which is going to be useful against the Assault Squad because it messes up your energy and they're quite reliant on that. But there's no Assault Squad up there, is there? Deimos did lose some Marines in the north. Now has a Razorback, so does Dark Riku. Razorback allows you to reinforce in the field, a support vehicle they can also jump inside of. Eversor can get a Melter Bomb that he can chuck, so perhaps we'll see that. And we may see a Laraman's Blessing from Dark Riku to get both of these blue team heroes back onto the field. Red team hitting back quite well. Howling Banshee is giving chase on the Razorback. They have their heavy melee spear, and there's a big Spirit Stone seal. The spiritual rights of the Farseer, and they have gone for Gravity Blade Beak, which is bad news for the Assault Marines. They do have their Sergeant, those fellas. Get a Power Sword and Merciless Strike. Is there anything inside this Razorback here? Didn't go for the natural VP. Our Force Commander's repurchased, so Lariman's Blessing is not going to be the way to go. They're going to go for the revive, I think. Librarian on the way for Deimos. 278 to 333. Was expecting Purifiers in Tier 2 from Cry to lean into the Axe, but I guess maybe that's a bit too one-dimensional. And it looks like maybe they're just going straight to Tier 3. They may be going for Grey Knight Terminators quickly. Those guys run away from the scary levitation field. But a good flank there from Deimos. Shotgun scouts repairing and supporting the Razorback. Can shotgun blast anything that gets close. The webway has been spotted. Red team have had this power for a while though, haven't they? I'm not sure if Riku was able to successfully steal it or not. And there's this. Blue team's natural under some pressure. Interceptors getting tossed aside by the Librarian special attack. Has the Force Staff. And there's the Force Barrier. Oh, a couple of Interceptors get in there, though. Force Commander comes to help out. Battle cries. Plasma Cannon doesn't know where to shoot. Interceptors need to run, I think. There we go. Might drop this guy, yep. Dropping 2 models. But they've given a chance. The Strike Squad bashing power over there. Getting a full bash, maybe, actually. Nice interference from the Interceptors to facilitate this power bash. Looks like they got all the gens. They're now being rebuilt. Tier 3 for Cry. Tier 3 for Dark Riku. Strike Squad can't really do much to a vehicle. Throwing out the energy burst against the scouts to mess up their energy. And they are quite reliant on it with their grenades and shotguns and things. Can they power bash some more? They're giving it a good old go. 278 to 268 on the VPs. 2-1 for blue team. They get another gen. Well done, fellas. That probably gave them a really good chunk of XP getting all those gens down. Meanwhile, in the mid, that fully kitted out Farseer. Still level 1 though. She needs some energy to help her power her abilities a bit more effectively. What are you fellas up to? Twisting around there. Tactical Marines with Sergeant and Plasma Gun. What does Cry have in mind? Very low on power at the moment, having just gone Tier 3. So is Dark Riku. The Dark Reapers have the aspect of the Reaper queued up. 278 to 252, 1-1 cap. Interceptors now have their Psy Cannons, anti-everything guns. Going after the Razorback. And they get it. Nicely done. Librarian couldn't quite get in there quickly enough to tie them up. Now they switch back to their melee weapons. Very versatile squad all of a sudden. The Eversor Assassin with Friends on. And the Cybernetic Enhancement. More energy regen. Cooldowns reduced. And rapid reflex. It's a really nice accessory. And here we see the global... Oh boy, you're going to go down, bud? That was the Hypermetabolism Global. You can use that alongside Rapid Reflex to get some really good health regen. But at the end of the Hypermetabolism Global, you are vulnerable for 10 seconds. Vanguard Veterans up for Dark Riku. Shotgun Blast going in. Right Lance setting up. I guess it got the Razorback down. But now is of limited value against the infantry. Able to escape the levitation field again. Oh, the Razorback is still here, idiot. I was looking at the end of the roster, but the Vanguard Veterans took up the end of the roster. Can they push against it? Maybe throw Guide on the Right Lance. Oh, we have a D-Cannon. See how that does. Apothecary still down, eh? Not sure if Deimos has tried to revive yet. They do have all their gens up, as do the red team. The mid is blue. VP's very, very even. Bright Lance is able to get a good few hits on. And yes, Guide is on this thing. Look at the range. Meanwhile, Deimos trying to assist here. Farseer goes running in. Maybe not a great idea. Where are the Howling Banshees? Oh, they're right there. Waiting for stuff to come in. Shotgun Blast is nicely timed. There's a Psychic Storm suppressing the Marines who run into it. Librarian goes down. 40 red right there. And the Farseer makes it out. Now they're trying to bash this power. That is an singularity. Everything far enough away? Oh, not those two. From the D cannon there. Eversor Assassins found a fight. Friends on is up. Level 3 this fella. Hyper metabolism up again, is it? He seems very hyper at the moment, this guy. Explodes on death. Hypermetabolism was up at the end there. Dark Creepers trying to plant their feet and deliver some DPS now. Where's the guide though? No guide on them. Maybe on the Banshees, perhaps it's just on cooldown. Farseer goes for the revive. Yeah, there you see the end of hypermetabolism. 236 to 213. Eversor back to his feet. Goes straight back in there to fight, maybe. Force Commander may go down. Gets away. What is DPS of the Gravity Blade? 65 melee. 227 to 213. Terminators hit the field for Dark Riku. Going straight to work with their Storm Bolters to try and get those inspirations. But there's the levitation field. Eversor can now power some DPS on. Maybe no, he's running away. Land Raider Crusader is what Cry goes for. Not Terminators, not Purifiers. Straight into a Crusader. There's tier 3 for Deimos. VP's basically evened up. What is this? Some sneaky scouts doing sneaky scout things. Mid is now red for a 2-to-1. Apothecary still down, eh? Now they're just power bashing. Singularity. Some good area denial. Pulls a Terminator and a Marine in. And here's a bunch of infiltrated stuff thanks to the webway. Sprinting towards the front line. 192 to 213. D-Cannon gets a shot in. Put guide on that thing, perhaps. Is it going to move up, this D-Cannon? Could go for the garrison, maybe. This one here. Hasn't really been damaged. 182 to 213 in the north. I think those guys chucked a grenade. Assault Terminators hit the field for Deimos. Now, can the red team deal with these Terminator squads? It's going to be so important. Farseer could do some time field stuff, maybe. Eversor's got the damage, that's for sure. Popping the kill zone. Assault Terminators backing away here. These guys are unique to the Force Commander with Storm Shields and Thunder Hammers, heavy melee damage. They can switch to Lightning Claws, which we may see here. Thunder Hammers will be very useful against the Land Raider Crusader, though. Avatar of Cain on the way for Beak. Terminator's just got the hell out of there. Red team taking the mid. There's the Land Raider Crusader. You can reinforce off this thing and get some health and energy regen, which is very useful for that Farseer. Dark Creepers in a shooting match that they're having a bad time with. Standing up to it decently well, though. They are heavy infantry, so do have some resistance versus piercing damage. Now they can back off and reinforce off the Land Raider. Price shows up. Land Raider Crusader has Hurricane Bolters on the side sponsons, Twin Linked Assault Cannon, and a Multi-Melter on top. Deimos with a flank, perhaps. What's the Farseer up to? She's trying to cap, but doesn't realize the danger. Gets shotgun blasted while she's in midair, I think, from the plasma cannon. Now runs away. You can't retreat back to the Land Raider Crusader like you can the Redeemer. Oh, Cyclone Missile Launcher Barrage. And the las cannon gets a shot. Any war gear for that Apothecary yet? No, maybe we'll see combat stims help focus fire down the super units here. The Avatar comes in, providing massive buffs to nearby allied infantry and a powerful combatant, of course. This lone interceptor dies. Was forgotten about, I think. Banshee's getting in on a las cannon, gets it away. And those Terminators are low. Deimos did not immediately get a Librarian back up to support these guys and could be paying for it now. Eversor Assassins in there. Using the Friends on. Remind me of what that does again. There's a bunch of stuff, I think. Damage resistance, immunity to suppression, and knockback. Does lose health and energy, is it? Yeah, per second. Terminators wiped. Now they're going on the other Terminators, who have maybe escaped. Apothecary goes down again. Big push from the red team. Big, big push. Lascannon's getting shots now, though. What kind of health are you at now, Eversor? Almost 1,000 at level 4. Almost level 5, though. That'll put them over 1,000. Dark Reaper's taking big damage. They don't like the plasma gun, and they go down. I think Beak was banking on the Farseer getting there in time. This is a base rush now, which could be a terrible idea. Eversor assassins in there even. Gonna blow up in a second. Down he goes. Not sure how much damage resistance it gives. Looks like hypermetabolism was also active. Avatar. Don't know if he's gonna get away from this. That's an Eldritch Storm. Going for the base turret, apparently. Big Wrath of Cain goes off as well. Cry with double Vortimer Razorbacks now. Sternguard veterans dropped in by Deimos at some point. I think they're going to get the Avatar down. But can they get the Land Raider down as well? They got plasma guns, which the Avatar doesn't like. There's Dark Riku's plasma here. And Vanguard veterans with the power melee as well. Avatar goes down. Was that worth it? 138 to 142 on the VPs. The Land Raider doesn't seem to want to move. Sacred Standard up now for Deimos. Constant damage buff. Everything ducks inside of the Land Raider. The Terminators should be power fisting it, surely. There's a rocket barrage. Don't seem to be power fisting it. What is this? Oh, it's a webway. Using the webway back here is Beak. What are they up to? Webway goes down. There's a levitation field. They took down one of the base turrets on this side, I believe. There's the double cap for the red team. Can the blue team get themselves out of this? Some Space Marine grit and determination is required. Land Raider Crusader still going. Vanguard veterans are here now. Looks like 4D Emperor on them. And Vengeance rounds loaded in. 4D Emperor is a global buff from the Force Commander. Dark Riku saying to go get the map while this is happening. They are going to get the Land Raider down. And the Eldar lost the Banshees. And they lose their Guardians. Beak is now down to just 2 setup teams. Farseer also drops. That is a orbital thrown onto the base by Cry. Is that going to destroy the base turret, I wonder? Triple cap for red. They put all their eggs in that basket. And now the D-cannon goes down. Did it destroy the turret? It did. It did. But can they even get back to the base? Do they even need to? Double cap is in. And those double Vortimers aren't going to be easy to deal with. Now a Predator tank on the way for Deimos. That's going to help. Dark Riku has tons of red. Himself could drop a nuke maybe to stop a cap at some point. Plasma cannon and plasma guns and a very pissed off Apothecary level 4. No war gear though. Eversor coming in. Sprinting around. Popping Psychon and Frenzon and hypermetabolism and then blows up. Down to 11 VPs the blue team now. Can they hold on? Cyclone almost wipes the Vortimer. Oh no, Deimos' Sternguard I think are going to wipe here. Yep. Plasma Cannon gets a decent shot there. Beak thought about a Seer Council and then goes again for the Seer Council. Here comes a Predator tank, takes out one Vortimer. Maybe takes out the other. I said they were going to be difficult to deal with, but they've just been sat, oh yeah, on the wrong side of the map. Very aggressively played there, and they both go down. Red team now reeling. There's another Vortimer. But blue team now with a double cap and army superiority. Farseer still down over here. What is the Apothecary doing? Doesn't seem to be retreating, just kind of jogging back to base there. He's alright though. Can the red team recover from those losses? Triple cap against them. Eversor throwing up all his abilities again. Trying to fight some Vanguard veterans. Rapid reflexes up now. Seemed like he was doing alright. Oh, there's the Seer Council. They will tear apart Vanguard veterans. And they're going for empowered Singing Spears, which gives them heavy melee damage. That is Dark Riku's nuke, is it? Yes, I believe so. And maybe some more Terminators here. Or is it a Stern Guard drop? Looks like it's another Stern Guard drop from Deimos. Switching to Vengeance rounds. Down goes the Vortimer. Close game, says Cry. Indeed it was. 11 VPs is going to be it, I think. It's going to be enough for blue team to hold on. Red team miscalculated the push there. Thought they could just completely decimate the blue team. But blue team kept calm. And were able to see them off and get those VPs quickly. A no war gear level 5 Apothecary for Dark Riku. Level 7 Force Commander for Deimos with that Sacred Standard and the Power Sword. Level 6 Eversor Assassin. Had a fun time, I think, running around with his axe. Was hoping to see some Purifier play with the Eviscerator axe as well, though. And a Farseer level 3. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.